2023 has seen Urijah Faber's A1 path deep in its roots in the Golden State producing USC talent while developing its own roster in significant ways, and our ninth event of the calendar year is no exception. 4 title fights populate tonight's card, headlined by Jacksonville's Jazzy Jeff Creighton as he defends his welterweight title for the first time against the knockout specialist in Joaquin Lopez.
Chris, you're borrowing one of our wives. I'm going to put it left and right. I mean, that would take care of both. He said mono typically defaults to left. It's a mono signal that you pump his headphones in. They typically default to left, not right.
Just let us know.
Sorry, are you still using the interview? Like the sheet where you've got the, like where you text the speech?
No.
So if I delete the ones I've already made notes from, will you be mad at me?
No, I don't care.
Thank you. Because I'm just going to read it straight from the document for the rest of the words. I'm just going to make it way more like time.
Hey, whatever is best for you.
Yeah,
that's
if
all.
I could get rid of Kidry's like interview, like I'll have way less to worry about.
You mean you don't want the 90 run-offs at your team?
I forgot my journal.
I know, how dare you?
I've always been like, you're wearing a dress and you're doing this. I'm like, wait. Hey, stop. Way better. Do you want to be in it?
Check one, check one. Check one.
Is it one of those? That one is live right here. Oh, okay. So you want that one? So we'll just have this angle right here of his kid.
Where's this angle and where's my, which one am I?
We're just running the static thing right now. Yeah.
Are you in that one?
I'm in this.
Shall I be in this one?
And then whenever a third person comes in, probably switch to the far right one, so you can pop out to the Intermission.
Smart.
I mean, they can just turn that around.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
All right with it.
Welcome, fight fans, to the Urijah Faber A1 Combat 15 Night of Champions preliminary card live on YouTube. Main card later tonight on UFC Fight Pass. That's where you can get all of the title fights and action. Ben the Main Davis here alongside UFC strawweight Corey McKenna. Corey, what a great night we have here in Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. As you say, you know, a lot of great prospects coming up on this amateur card right here. But also, we've got 4 championship fights here tonight. I think that's probably the most we've had on A1, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I believe so as well. I think most in like California event history, you know, one night passing so many different titles. You know, that's how we roll here at Urijah Faber's A1 Combat. Bigger, go home.
Exactly. I think we're dubbing it the Night of Champions, right? We're gonna crown some new ones, keep some old ones, and I'm really excited for a lot of these fights coming up. You know, we got a lot of new names on the card here tonight, but also a lot of like, you know, long-time A1, you know, people we've had on the card quite a bit. You know, Jeff Creighton recently got the title. He's coming in to defend that here tonight, and then I'm actually particularly excited for what we're opening the main card with Billy Brand and James Guidry. You know, like 2 very interesting characters. Neither seems to have much respect for the other, so I think we're in for a very exciting fight there. And then, like you say, the prelims are absolutely stacked also.
It's certainly a lot of bad blood in that UFC Fight Pass opener between Sauce Marley, James Guidry, and Billy Brand. You know, James Guidry, as the personality is so big that I think maybe it clouds people's objectivity about his actual fighting style and his record. He's unbeaten as a professional, 2022 California Fighter of the Year. You know, this guy is good, but I think the polarizing nature of him maybe sways some people the wrong way. One other person I want to talk about a little bit is Dominic Ducharme, who was a Pac-12 titleist way back in 2021. So really high-level collegiate wrestling that we can expect. I'm going to be very curious to see what Jose Matus can do against that, because he just fought last week, Corey.
Yeah, like I say, I'm actually looking at the totally wrong fight.
Hey, we've got a lot of time to kill. You are all good.
Yeah, I was, yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Sorry, just looking at it actually. You know, mixed bag with the record for his opponent, but you know, he's got like wins by knockout. Actually knows that all of his fights, whether he wins or he loses, they are done in the first round. So this guy, he's going out on his shield. So I think, yeah, we're definitely looking at a very exciting fight here tonight. Both guys seem really confident. You know, Ducharme, he said, you know, you can just bank on success. He's like, I'm going to keep climbing that ladder here tonight. So I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table.
He's certainly looking to make some withdrawals. And the number 5 ranked amateur middleweight in California out of 235 people, that speaks for itself. Ducharme has transitioned perfectly, as many collegiate wrestlers do. I think we see a lot of these NCAA guys, you know, past their
Did just hit myself in the face with a laptop.
Or
Professional as ever.
her chin with a computer.
I'm always ready. I'm always ready.
There is one fight that has unfortunately fallen apart, and we will reiterate this throughout the night, but the older brother of Raul Rosas Jr., Jesse Rosas, is no longer on the card. He had some medical issues today, and unfortunately his bout with Keith Lewis, which is going to be a catchweight.
Check one, two. Check one, two. Check one, two. Check one. Check one, two.
Check 1, 2.
Which cameras?
The mains, the Panasonics?
Yes, those ones, yeah, yeah.
This line right here, where does this go? Okay. It goes straight. Okay. I was going to say, is there a quicker way? Because this is going straight into...
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
know, especially for Jesse Rosas being just 20 years young, no rush really, 5-0 as a professional, a lot of risk to, you know, walk into something when you're not 100%. And as we all know, you're never...
You guys are the commentators, right?
I'm the play-by-play, yes. Tom is commentating now currently.
Okay, they're just, our guys are trying to pick you up on comms, so he's asking if you can just talk a little bit so we can see.
We've been chatting.
We've been chatting for a while.
So he doesn't have you yet.
Okay. That's awesome. You know what? We got the great static shot.
We're just having a good talk here, Tom.
I guess maybe we're just talking to each other, bro. It's all good. I mean, that's what sometimes no commentary is good commentary. I don't know. Sometimes you just want to sit and enjoy the atmosphere.
There's no commentary is certainly better than bad commentary, I would say, in every regard. Now, there is another interesting one, and we'll probably get into this several times throughout the night, but the featherweight championship match between Ernie Juarez and Cody Vogels. They both weighed in a little bit over, yet it's still being contested for the featherweight throne. Walk me through the decision-making on that.
Yeah, I mean, so I got a call from Cody's manager prior to weigh-ins, and he said, hey, it doesn't look like Cody's going to make weight. And Ernie Juarez's coach happened to be sitting across 30 feet away from me, and I could see he was on the phone, and he had kind of a interesting look on his face, kind of a concerned look. And so I had the one coach on the phone. I walked over and I said, hey, coach, what's up? And he said, Ernie's not going to make weight. And I said, well, Cody's not going to make weight. So let's throw our cards down on the table, man, and let's see what we got. Ernie, I think they were both running like 149, something like that. So being a quick thinking promoter, I said, well, let's do it at 150. You guys stop cutting. Obviously, if they're not making weight, let's not make it any worse on them. Yeah. So they both stopped cutting about an hour before weigh-ins and came in, and we're doing it at 150. So it's going to be the first contested fight, 145-pound title contested at 150 pounds. So there you go. Something new for everybody, man. So. We're just going to take a little break here, and hopefully you guys can hear us. I don't know, blink twice or something.
Right,
let us know.
We'll check the YouTube chat if we are live right now.
There we go. There's several thousand people that are hinging on every word that we're speaking, waiting for.
I don't know why we couldn't turn a camera around. We could probably do that.
Yeah.
And have it point at the table here. I believe that the 369 viewers are able to hear the audio. They're chatting about the Jesse Rosas fight falling apart. Got a couple.
Well, let's keep mowing through this. There's quite a bit to talk about. I did the matchmaking for the whole show, so to the folks out there, you're gonna get some inside baseball now.
Let's start bottom up.
Bottom. Okay, so Taylor Germaine, Team Alpha Male, debut at 125. This is not only his first professional fight. This is his first fight
ever.
And I talked to Urijah, so
we
were looking for
Mason
Hartshorn, one of Team Black's guys. He's got a pretty extensive amateur record, and I was looking for an opponent for him, and I called Urijah and I said, hey, brother, like, who do you have in the gym? 125, want to know, debut. I mean, somebody, I got a debut here. What do you got? He goes, I have Talon. He's ready to debut. He's been training for quite a while here at Team Alpha Male. He's ready to rock. So we got Talon signed up for this debut, and he came in like a pro, on weight, ready to go. And we're gonna see here shortly.
Yeah,
we're gonna see his absolute debut as a fighter. So
it's baptism by fire. Mason Hartshorn, notably amateur record 5-0, was the 831 featherweight champion, 6th ranked amateur featherweight in the U.S. West. That's out of 611 people. He's coming from Team Black and Team Doom DeMaio, which is a really excellent stable of guys. We've got a number of representatives here from those two coaches. So, I mean, Germaine's got his work cut out for him. This is not an easy matchup by any stretch of the imagination. But if he's able to get by Mason Hartshorn, boy, does that send a big message.
Yeah, I mean, you know, no one there's no tape on this kid. I mean, Urijah, he's like, hey, this kid's been in the gym for a while. I mean, he's definitely, and you know, if you're Team Alpha Male or any other team, I would imagine, hey, you want to be on the team, you're gonna fight.
Yeah. That's
it. So today's the day. He's really, we helped our medical team. So we have a team of 4 very helpful people on our staff that will help these fighters get through their medicals, which in California, you know, is extensive. It's MRI, it's neuro, it's cardio, it's labs, it's an ophthalmologist checking you out, you know, MRI. So it's a lot. It's very expensive also. So we, you know, we walked these guys through it, and he got through all this stuff, and so we're
no
good to
problem,
go, man.
Yeah. Earn the stripes today.
That's it.
For Taylor
it.
Germaine.
Today is the day.
Next fight up, Angel, small hands, heavy strikes, Blackwell. Returning to professional mixed martial arts. Her last fight in the cage was August 2022 against Mariah Garcia at Combate Global. That was a split decision setback. But most recently, right, pro boxing against Lisa Maldine just 3 weeks ago. So, you know, she's coming in here, and I think that, you know, that's going to give her a little bit more of an edge with the footwork and maybe the hand speed and power, right, if she's really been focusing on the boxing.
Absolutely. So she just fought our strawweight champion sister down at down in Orange County, boxing. She's up against Catarina Legarreta, who's fantastic. She's fought on our show a couple times as an amateur. She's had, you know, off and on. It is, I don't know how many people know this, it is really hard to match female fighters. Number one, there's not that many of them. Mm-hmm. And the different strawweight's a little bit easier. You'll see, you know, we can talk about as we get to the top of the card, matching the featherweights. Obviously, you know, there's fewer of those, but Katarina was 2-0 now. And local girl, right? So she's part of Danny Greider's crew and also trains with MMA Gold with Jim West. But yeah, she's going to have some work tonight with Angel, who does have some great hands.
I'm excited to see her. I won't get into too much because I've got my spiel for her walkout, but the librarian, Kat Legretta, you know, anytime you got a unique nickname like that, I do become attached.
yeah, for sure. And they came in, they both came in on weight like champs, and they're ready to go. This next bout, Samson Saucer and Andrew Tosty. This is another great matchup. Not to honk my own horn, but this matchmaking on this card is really outstanding. I think I should get some kind of award. Samson Saucer, 1-0. He did his debut at King of the Cage a few months back. Super high-level jits, right? Teaching, competing in the jiu-jitsu tournaments.
He was a world champ at 17.
Right.
With jiu-jitsu. It's unreal what the flying Samson Saucer has accomplished in only 25 years of life on Earth. Did say he celebrated a birthday a week ago, born on 11/11. Kind of a lucky date, we'll admit.
Yeah. He's going up against, he's got his hands full tonight with Andrew Tosty, man. Lots of amateur fights. We saw him finish his last fight here. His last fight as an amateur was in our cage. And he's his pro debuts tonight also. And this is, yeah, these are two high-level guys that you're going to get to watch debut tonight. So, you know, see it here first on A1 Combat before anybody else. You're going to, you know, all these debut fights are great, man, because nobody's seen them before.
Definitely spoiling the mixed martial arts fans as we are hopefully drawing a good audience following the UFC fight night. Brendan Allen and Paul Craig. Allen picks up the finish over the Scot. I'm a big Paul Craig guy, so anytime I see him pulling guard and not defending, you know, I get a little hurt inside. But the big theme, Tom, I would say, is your very own Peyton Talbot picking up his first UFC win. Got to feel good about that.
Oh, my God. You know, Peyton is such an awesome kid, and his coach, his whole team, you know, we go back. We did all of his 5 of his pro fights on our cards, starting back when we started out as Firepower. What a great kid. And to see him go from our promotion on to Contender Series and perform like he does and like he did on that with the backflip and just doing Peyton kind of stuff. And I was at the Apex that night at Contenders. I said I wouldn't miss it for the world. And seeing him get signed, I mean, it was such a special moment, man. Like I'll remember that till my last day on Earth. It was just like one of those like really moving, you know.
Yeah, and we are crowning the new bantamweight champion between Dwight Joseph and Christian Rivas. Not to hop too far up the card, but you know the next man to fill the shoes of Talbot is here inside the building.
Well, just the testimony to Peyton Talbot is the guys that he beat have not lost since. They didn't lose before, and they haven't lost since. So that's the level of Peyton. And I think it also speaks to our bantamweight division that we have. We have some killers, man. Like, it's a big division in our promotion. And we're going to see more and more guys this year. We just re-signed our UFC contract for 2024. And, I've got a laundry list of guys that I think, just watching them fight and kind of seeing where they are and seeing the management, what's, people talking about them, I think that they'll definitely get a call, at least to get on the Contenders next year or straight up to UFC. So that's pretty cool.
In terms of maybe things that you can talk about for the 2024 plans, what are some big things that the Urijah Faber A1 Combat audience can expect from this promotion next year?
I think we're really on the hunt for prospects, obviously. I mean, we're trying to push our job specifically with the UFC, and the reason why we are signed to a new contract is your job is to develop talent. Your job is to develop talent for the UFC. So seek out new fighters, whether, obviously we're based in California, the West Coast. It's 45 million people live here. So leave no rock unturned and search out through all the gyms, not just the big gyms, but all the small, every gym in California, and find those fighters and get them fights and get them developed and get them to the UFC. If that's where, Urijah has a great saying, cream rises to the top. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're giving these guys opportunities. We do lots of shows, lots of fights. Next year we're going to do lots of shows. Give a lot of fighters opportunities, no matter what. I mean, we get fighters from Washington, Oregon, Nevada, obviously all California, Arizona. So basically anybody in the Western region is going to get a shot at some point.
I'm excited about the future, but to bring it back to the present, of course, here in the Hard Rock Live Casino in Wheaton, what led to this venue being the home for A1 Combat 15? I'm loving it so far. Really great setup that we have. I'm pretty pleased with this Hard Rock experience.
Yeah, so they're very inviting. I mean, the show's grown from 400 people, our first show in the ballroom, and growing and growing and growing and promoting, and we have such a loyal following. Obviously Urijah has a lot of fans, but the promotion. I mean, this place holds 2,000 people. It's sold out. The promotion sold 70% of the tickets tonight. As A1 Combat, hey, we're gonna buy a ticket. We have no idea who's gonna fight. Because the tickets went on sale. We never even announced this fight. We put them on sale. Boom. We sold out all the premium seats and stuff. So that tells me that, hey, they like what we're doing. They know that we're going to bring some good fights, no matter where the show, no matter what's going to go on. So yeah, I like this place too, man. We were waiting for it to open.
Yeah.
We did, I think, our first 4 shows in the ballroom here. Which is, it's pretty small for what we're doing, but we did it, and then we waited for Hard Rock Live. It's been open for, I want to say, a little over a year now. But beautiful, the big screens. Obviously, we have this great shot of the canvas with the Hard Rock logo that we've been looking at the whole time.
Amazing static shot. Well, The good news is from this angle, we can see some very high-quality cameras. Obviously, the HD is in full effect. The lighting is good. I think the walkouts are going to be spectacular. I was talking with several of the production team, and they were mentioning that they've got some good tracking angles. So, I'm expecting some unique production that we have here.
We absolutely have some unique production tonight. That's for sure, brother. But we have some awesome fights. So if these cameramen can capture that, I'm going to be happy. I'm gonna be.
I'd be very bummed if they can't.
Yeah, we may have to jump on the cameras, but whatever.
We'll have to stick Garrett up there in between fights.
Yeah. What else we have? Dominic Ducharme taking on Jose Matuz. Jose Matuz. Well, Dominic
Pac-12
was. Yeah.
title. I mean,
he was scheduled to fight Mr. Cole Dixon. No, I take that back. Britt Lippincott. Britt Lippincott pulled with a concussion during training. And through the course of me trying to find him a new opponent, Cole Dixon had an injury and pulled out of this fight with Sar Charles. All right, brother, so it's time to get this party started. Let's get some fighters in the cage. I'm going to go kick these guys square in the ass and get this thing going, all right? You guys stay tuned. We're going to have fights coming out in just a couple minutes.
Cannot wait. Urijah Faber's A1 Combat 15 Night of Champions is moments away from getting ready. Once again, Ben the Bane Davis here holding down the proverbial play-by-play fort on the broadcast team as well. Corey McKenna, UFC strawweight, and the golden voice of A1 Combat, Garrett Fertig. Look at that. Great angle of our two commentators ringside here. High quality. Corey McKenna, as you struggle with your headset.
Hello. All right, I'm back.
So we got the scoop, the inside baseball from Tom Anderson, the president of A1 Combat, on tonight's card. One guy I want to mention that we briefly touched on, Dominic Ducharme, 4-0 as an amateur, making the professional debut. Pac-12 title in 2021 while wrestling for CSU Bakersfield. These guys are scary when they come for the NCAA collegiate background, the power and the athleticism that they have. And, you would think as a grappler, right, the wrestling would be the domain, but when they turn into punches, that power certainly translates too.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, let me just check. There you go. Yeah, definitely. Say, Ducharme is predicting, he's going to absolutely dominate this fight, control all rounds. And like I say, with a wrestler, it's very easy to do that because at the end of the day, you dictate where the fight goes. And then, leading on to his opponent, Matuz, he has 3 losses by submission. So you would assume that his hole is with his grappling. So I'm sure that Ducharme is going to look to come out here and really implement his game.
That's our 4th fight of the night. Let's get into our first. We kick off A1 Combat 15 with Talon Germaine and Mason Hartshorn. We set it inside to the golden voice of A1 Combat, Garrett Fertig.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Urijah Faber's A1 Combat 15 Night of Champions. These bouts are sanctioned and regulated by the California State Athletic Commission. Commissioner Peter Villegas, Executive Officer Andy Foster. Chief Inspector this evening is George Ramos Jr. Your timekeeper, Terry Burton. Ringside physicians are Dr. Timothy Smith and Dr. Richard Paldengi. Your 3 judges at cage side, Brandon Saucedo, Wade Vieira, and Elliot Kelly. And your referees all night long, Chris Lieben and David Shirley. This show is presented by Firepower Promotions, Urijah Faber, and UFC Fight Pass. And now please welcome our first prelim fighter, Talon Germaine.
Here he is, Talon Germaine, representing Team Alpha Male, one of The first of many tonight that we've got from Alpha Male. It is not his just his pro debut, but his first fight ever. Corey McKenna, walk me through what Talon Germaine can expect here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're throwing him straight into the deep end here. His opponent is rather experienced at 5-0 in amateur, but I know that Talon has spent some time in Thailand. I believe he had a couple Muay Thai fights out there from what he told me. And Talon's just an all-round confident guy. He seems very confident going in there tonight. He's been training Muay Thai for many years. He's based at Team Alpha Male, so I'm sure his grappling's up to par. And I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring in here tonight for, like as you mentioned, his MMA debut.
When we talked with him in the Fighter one-on-ones, he's such a spiritual guy, really bringing a lot of metaphors to combat sports, saying that combat sports is like a cup of tea. You sip tea, you pour it out, you drink and refill with new knowledge, different approaches, different systems, and I love where his head is at. I really hope to see him implement and follow through with what he talked about yesterday in terms of his game planning.
Yeah, it's probably the most violent cup of tea that I've ever had. But yeah, very, like I said, he's very, very interesting character coming in here. He's very peaceful, and just kind of like got that whole philosophical vibe about him, So I'm really interested to see how that's going to transfer over to the cage as he steps in there tonight. He's under these lights. It's A1 combat. It's a big turnout. It's a big show to be thrown straight in there. I don't know what he's going to bring. I don't know how it's going to hit him.
First Socrates, then Plato, now Talon Germaine.
Now making his professional debut, Mason Hartshorn.
What more can you say about Mr. Perfect himself, Mason Hartshorn, born in Antioch, California, and bred at Team Black and Team Doom Demaya, the former A31 featherweight champion, now converting to the ranks of a professional, fighting for the very first time here tonight. I'm excited for this. I mean, he's shown a bit of everything in his amateur career with 2 finishes, a knockout and a submission. He's never lost, and he's never been finished, Corey.
Yeah, like you say, this is very exciting. We're looking at our conventional striker versus grappler, which, always gets the crowd excited because you don't know where it's going to go, who implements their game best at the end of the day. But as you say, Mason Hartshorn, he's got 5 times the experience of Talon, so I'm sure that's going to play a factor here tonight. And as you mentioned, he's been doing martial arts since he was about 13 years old. So, that's nearly half his life. So I'm gonna say that he's going to be very prepared going in there tonight, very calm, cool, collected. He doesn't look, he's not going to have those debut jitters, and, I'm very excited to see how he does here against Talon.
And you've got James Guidry right there walking him out. Guidry appearing later tonight against Billy Brand. Hartshorn for the first time as a pro. We'll say as an amateur, he was ranked 6th in the U.S. West. That's out of 611 people, so highly regarded ahead of his pro debut. If we have a tail of the tape, would love to take it to it. Otherwise, there it is. 24 years young for Mason Hartshorn. 11 years his elder is Talon Germaine. Both guys making the pro debut. 1 inch in height separates them, and barely a difference in weight. This is a flyweight bout. We set it inside to Garrett Fertig to get our first fight of the night underway.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hard Rock Live for Urijah Faber's A1 Combat 15 Night of Champions. We begin our prelim streaming live on the A1 Combat YouTube channel with 3 5-minute rounds in the the flyweight division. Introducing first, the AMB Personal Injury Attorneys, blue corner. Standing 5 feet, 5 inches tall, weight 124 and 1/2 pounds. Making his A1 Combat and MMA debut, he represents Team Alpha Male and fights out of Sacramento, California, Talon Germaine. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the AMB Personal Injury Attorneys, red corner. At 5 feet, 4 inches tall, weighing 125.3 pounds. Undefeated as an amateur at 5-0. He returns to A1 Combat making his professional debut representing Team Black and Team Dumdumaya. He fights out of Antioch, California, Mason Hartshorn. Your referee, Chris Lieben.
Third man of the octagon, Chris Lieben. Really awesome to see his transition into a mixed martial arts referee. First fight of the night at 125, Mason Hartshorn and Talon Germaine. Germaine, no tape on this kid. I am very interested to see what he does.
Yeah, very interesting character coming in tonight. I've had the pleasure of training with Talon a little bit. Very technical Muay Thai, very traditional. You know, like you say, he spent a bit of time in Thailand, and I think he's just gonna, I mean, we're seeing it right here. You know, he's got that very traditional Muay Thai stance, and that doesn't always transfer the best into MMA. Oh, already catching an overhand straight into the body locks, and that's exactly what I think we can predict from Hartshorn here tonight. You know, that's clearly his game. He got the tattoo and everything to show it.
Germaine in the blue gloves with the camo shorts. You got Hartshorn in the red gloves with the red and white trim. Big control there, trying for a takedown, gets it. Germaine on his back, Hartshorn inside control, Corey.
Yeah, that was a beautiful takedown. You know, he went for the suplex. Didn't quite get the big lift, but he got the execution. Good job from Talon to get up, though.
Oh, five-star suplex from Hartshorn as he's trying to lock up a submission. That looks deep. Talon Germaine trying to find the hands, but seems like maybe potentially too little too late.
I think
he's out cold. Mason Hartshorn with a seamless submission to kick off his pro career.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a more perfect performance there for your pro debut. You know, he didn't waste any time getting in, implementing his game, and he sunk that choke in deep.
Talon Germaine seems like he is coming to, but Mason Hartshorn rendered him unconscious. There's Germaine standing upright. That is good to see. Wow, I mean, the moment he got that takedown, just found right underneath the chin, and it was game, set, match.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the problem with coming in. You know, like a lot of these guys now, they take their amateur careers as seriously as their pro careers, and I just feel like these days you can't really throw yourself straight into the deep end, and I think that was what we saw there was a really big gap in experience. You know, Talon, you know, great technical fighter, but I just think we need to see more experience from him grappling and in other areas of the sport. An unfortunate way to start his pro career, but I'm sure he's gonna just go away and improve.
Lessons learned from the Team Alpha Male representative. If we've got a replay of it, we'd love to see that first round submission one more time. Was a rear naked choke. I mean, Mason Hartshorn wasting 0 minutes getting into an advantageous spot and finding the win.
The rear naked choke brings on the technical submission at 1 minute of round number 1. Declaring your winner, Mason Hartshorn.
Done in one. Now an undefeated professional mixed martial artist at 24 years old. Mason Hartshorn, repping Team Black and Team Dumdumaya, certainly starting off strong.
I was going to say, what a way to kick off the card here tonight. As we said previously, if you guys were tuning in before the show, we've got an amazing night of fights here tonight. You know, like 4 title fights. It's the night of champions right here.
It really is. I mean, we've put on 8 events so far. This is our 9th at A1 Combat over the course of 2023, and dare I say, best one yet.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, super exciting night of fights. I think that first fight just made the statement and showed what we're in for tonight.
Here's a good look at the entire main card once again, only on UFC Fight Pass. Headlined Jazzy Jefferson Creighton taking on the Wrecking Ball in Joaquin Lopez. That's for the welterweight title. Ernie Juarez and Cody Vogels go to war for the featherweight strap. Christian Rivas and Dwight Joseph are battling for the vacant bantamweight belt. and Carly Chandler and Killjoy Pendle fight for the women's featherweight title. Before that, unfortunately, the Jesse Rosas and Keenan Lewis fight is off, but the card opener of James Guidry and Billy Brand is still very much on. Corey McKenna, what a night of action we have in front of us.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for this card. As we say, this is the most title fights we've had on an A1 combat card. And, you know, even Guidry and Brand, like, maybe it may not be a title fight, but it is title worthy. That's going to be a banger.
Certainly the most bad blood between any two combatants here tonight. I mean, James Guidry and Billy Brand, nothing nice to say to each other at the weigh-ins yesterday. Bit of a commotion with James Guidry's weigh-in, but the match is on, and it will certainly go down here tonight in Sacramento. Without further ado, we take it to our second matchup of the evening between Angel Blackwell and Katarina Legretta. We send it inside to the voice of A1 Combat, Garrett Fertig.
And now, please welcome Angel Blackwell.
Powerful walkout for the small-statured Angel. Small hands, heavy strikes Blackwell. From the humblest of beginnings in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a town populated by the Amish and cornfields, comes a powerhouse of a professional in Angel Blackwell, as she ends nearly an 18-month layoff from mixed martial arts. Initially a pro wrestler, Blackwell became tired of the restrictions and wanted to flip the script by dipping her toes into actual combat. After 6 months of training at a UFC gym, her coaches set up a match where she won by knockout in 29 seconds, and from that point forward, her mission has been to get to the top. With past training experiences at Syndicate Mixed Martial Arts in Vegas, and now committing full-time to Victory MMA in San Diego, Blackwell assures us that she trains with nothing but the best. Quick turnaround for her tonight, as Blackwell just made her pro boxing debut 3 weeks ago. She told us she wanted to remain active and feels like the boxing preparation will help her footwork and further the skills with her already heavy hands. Corey, how can small hands, heavy strikes execute a successful MMA return here tonight?
Yeah, really excited to see how she's going to bring, what game she's going to bring here tonight. You know, a very mixed bag with her record, but, you know, a lot of experience. She's going against Katarina Legretta that we've seen it previously. You know, she also comes out of a great gym with MMA Gold. And I just think this is a very well-matched fight here tonight. You know, she predicts that, you know, she's going to win, and she says that she lives by her name, so she's going to hit her hard, and she's going to hit her with those small hands and heavy strikes.
Expectations lie with that right and left fist. We'll say never been finished. And I wanted to make a note. She's got one of those flip thrones with the full screen. I think that tech is quite interesting. Here is Angel Blackwell. Small hands, heavy strikes. The 31-year-old makes the A1 Combat debut.
Set now to make her way to the cage, Katarina Legretta.
Stacking books and throwing hooks looks to be the expectation for the librarian Kat Legretta in her return to A1 Combat. Her second start of 2023, Kat's pro debut in April, resulted in a first-round TKO win, which she said was perfect. She had been trying a specific combo in every single fight, and it never landed until her pro debut, and for a moment was stunned at the success before finishing her opponent. Her entry to combat sports was a public service of sorts. Her uncle opened a gym, and the other kids in the neighborhood were scared of him, so she was placed into classes to show the other children that he's not that bad. And due to her being super into Kim Possible and Power Rangers growing up, she stuck to combat sports like glue. An artist and free spirit outside the cage, if Kat isn't fighting, she's painting, thrifting, or hiking. Corey, how can she create a masterpiece in the librarian's sophomore A1 Combat outing?
Yeah, one of the things that I liked from speaking to Katarina, she says that she doesn't focus on a specific thing. She's just constantly trying to develop her game all around and be a true mixed martial artist. And I like to see that in this day and age. You know, everybody is, I mean, pretty much everybody's training everything, so it's really hard to be a specialist in this day and age of MMA. She does say that she plans to keep moving, keep her range, and use her length against heavy hands, but I'm very excited to see her implement her entire game plan here tonight.
The Librarian locked in here in Sacramento. We take it to a quick tale of the tape of these two strawweights, Kat Lagretta and Angel Blackwell. Or not, we send it inside to Garrett Fertig to get our second matchup underway.
A1 combat continues in the prelims in the strawweight division. Brought to you by Cali Acai, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Ayala Morgan and Buzzard, personal injury attorney, blue corner. At 5'3" and 1/2 inches tall, her official weight 115.6 pounds. 0-1 early as a professional. She represents Victory MMA from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She fights out of San Diego, California. Angel, small hands, heavy strikes, Blackwell. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the EMB Personal Injury Attorneys, red corner. At 5 feet, 3 inches tall, her official weight 115 and 1/2 pounds. With a first round submission victory in her professional debut, she enters tonight 1-0, representing Underground MMA and MMA Gold from West Point, California. She fights out of Sutter Creek, Katarina, the Librarian Lagretta. Your referee, David Shirley.
Dave Shirley's first assignment of the night between these two electrifying strawweights. You can see Kat, the Librarian Lagretta, in the red gloves with the all black, and Angel Blackwell in the blue gloves. Blackwell starting strong, taking the center, good kick, throwing those hands like missiles, but Lagretta connects with a couple jabs of her own.
Yeah, one of the things that Blackwell did say coming into this fight is that, you know, she's training in San Diego now. Like you say, she has experience at Syndicate. So she's been up 2 very high-level gyms. You know, she's training with the likes of Angela Hill and people like that. You know, Jessica Penney's down there. And she says that her opponent can't give her anything that she has not seen in that training room. She's doing a good job here tonight of implementing her strength, you know, which Katarina talked a little bit about. She's a strong girl, pushing her up against the cage, but both girls back and forth here so far in the first minute of this fight.
Massive takedown from Blackwell. It has been over 450 days since she's had a mixed martial arts bout. Not looking like there's a lot of ring rust, Corey. Lagretta, though, using a beautiful butterfly guard.
Yeah, great job from Lagretta there to use her butterfly hooks to off-balance Blackwell and use it to get to her feet. You know, Blackwell's really insistent on this takedown here, so I'm going to assume that this is something that she has seen studying Lagretta. And as we say, coming into this, Katarina did speak about the strength of Blackwell, and I think we are seeing that in play right here as she, you know, insists on this takedown and this cage control.
Katarina Lagretta has no submission wins, but she has been rear naked choked in the past before. That could potentially be what we're thinking with Blackwell's approach, but Kat looking defensively aware on the ground here, not really letting Angel Blackwell advance or do too much damage.
Yeah, she's doing a great job of keeping moving here. You know, she's using those butterfly hooks to offset her. She's got her hips back to the cage, which makes it so much easier to stand up. And I think we're seeing a very clear game plan here for Blackwell. You know, she's insisting on those takedowns, and she's doing a great job of finishing. I'd just like to see her get a little bit more control on top before trying to throw those strikes so that Lagretta can't create that space to work back up to her feet. Because it burns a lot of energy to have to keep taking someone down and letting them up.
2:50 left in round number 1. All fights tonight are pro bouts, so they will be 3 5-minute rounds. Except for our main event, 5-5s for Creighton and Lopez. Long elevation from the Librarian. Blackwell holding on to that right leg. Now she's moving Kat deep out into the center. Corey, that's uncharted territory.
Yeah, I mean, if she can get her into the center. Oh, beautiful reshoot there from Lagretta. I believe she's
deep in potentially
in on a
some problem.
guillotine, but I think she's all right now. Yeah, that was a beautiful reshoot. As you say, in the center is often a lot harder to get up, but she did a great job of creating some distance and using that to get up and reshoot.
And this is maybe a nice taste of your own medicine with 2 minutes to go. If Legretta can maintain some control here and get some damage going, this round could still be up for grabs. Blackwell urgent, popping out. Nice sprawl from Legretta.
Yeah, beautiful job to sprawl there from Legretta. And, you know, it's going to show this very back and forth fight right here. And I think, beautiful.
Excellent hands
beautiful
from Legretta.
Dirty boxing.
Blackwell with a
beautiful sweep. Legretta's doing a great job here tonight of using those butterfly hooks, and she's not settling on bottom. You know, a lot of people, the reason they lose those rounds or they get finished is because they get taken down and they take that breath, and she's not doing that. She's, you know, straight away she's trying to off balance. She's trying to get up. Beautiful knee on the stand-up.
excellent connections by Legretta here. Blackwell seemingly treading a bit of water. 120 left in round number 1. And again, you got to think quick turnaround, a long layoff for mixed martial arts. It feels like Legretta's just a little more polished in a lot of these sequences.
Yeah, a lot of times it's hard to come back in here after a layoff. You know, I've had to do it myself. A lot of fighters have to do it. You know, there's a lot that goes into MMA injury-wise and training-wise, and, you know, sometimes life hits you. But, yeah, I definitely think it's benefiting Legretta to be, you know, she's active. She's been in here a lot. She doesn't have those cage jitters. She doesn't have those, you know, those usual challenges that come with the layoffs. And she's doing a great job here of this dirty boxing and the clinch work. And I think, honestly, a few more significant strikes, and we're looking at the round swinging the other way.
100%. 40 seconds to go. Legretta just pulling away with this first round. Blackwell seemingly a little bit desperate in a lot of areas.
Yeah, you know, she came out hot. She was very strong, very dominant for the first, you know, the first 3-4 takedowns that she got. But Legretta's done a great job of completely changing the tail here.
Legretta maybe trying to look for a rear naked choke here. She's got 20 seconds to go. Blackwell defending nicely, but that is a little deep on the chin, Corey.
She's across the face. I think Blackwell should be able to stall it out here. She's got 10 seconds to hold on, but this is a great job from Legretta. And even if she doesn't get it done, which she doesn't, we hear the bell. I have her up that round.
Absolutely. Some deep threat from the librarian Legretta. Blackwell survives by the bell, and she's taking a lot of deep breaths there in the corner.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Legretta did say coming in here that she's been working a lot on getting her cardio good and prepping for the strength of Blackwell, and I think she could be proud of that coming out of that first round. You know, she totally flipped the script, shot her own takedown, started implementing her own game, and yeah, I have Legretta up that round, and I think Blackwell might be a little disheartened from it.
What would be some changes you'd like to see from Angel Blackwell in round number 2?
She did a great job of shooting those takedowns. You know, she did a great job finishing them. She was just allowing Legretta to get those underhooks, get the knee shields, the butterfly hooks. I'd like to see her focus a little bit more on controlling the position when she gets to the ground and then looking to get some significant strikes and causing some damage. I think she's just a little bit too eager to maybe pass or push the pace a little bit, and that's causing that space that Katarina's using to get up. So I think we need to see a little bit more control on top from Angel.
Dave Shirley gets us going for this second round of 3 potentially. This fight is brought to you by Kudo Protein Popcorn. If you need a snack, make sure it's a Kudo one. Legretta wasting no time, jumping across the center here. A couple jabs. Blackwell exiting nicely, but man, Legretta cooking early in round 2. Blackwell eating some shots, Corey.
Yeah, great job stuffing that takedown. You know, Angel's on the back foot now, and that's going to make it a little bit harder to shoot because it's allowing Legretta to push her back and land those strikes back up the cage, and now she's just back implementing this game. And I think she's doing a beautiful job of controlling the fight with the clinch work here. You know, and I really think that this is going to win her the fight.
Legretta, a bulldog early in round 2. Blackwell just trying her best to defend, but these are lethal strikes in the clinch. Legretta.
Brutal elbow there on the break.
Love what she's doing with the knees as well to the midsection. That can't be comfortable, Corey.
Yeah, no, her clinch work is great. You know, she's mixing in those elbows, she's using the knees, and that's also opening up the takedown for her too because it's causing Angel to start trying to clinch with her, start raising those hands, and she's worrying about those strikes, you know, and it's allowing her to be controlled against the cage. Angel needs to, I mean, she needs to respect those strikes, but she needs to reverse her off the cage, you know. I'd like to see her swimming some underhooks, maybe getting the body lock, getting a bit tighter. Beautiful job there of using that tie plum clinch to rip her and, like, you know, turn her on the cage. But she needs to get her back off the cage because Katarina's doing a great job of controlling her and landing significant strikes here.
Legretta just a tsunami. There's Blackwell with a slight reversal, but she's got to work a little bit harder here. Seems like the cardio as well could be a potential problem. She might be gassing.
Yeah, definitely. She looked a lot, I don't want to say slower coming out in that round, but, you know, she was on the back foot. She looked a little bit more hesitant, and I don't know if that's just a case of, you know, she had a lot of success early in that round, and then Katarina completely flipped it on her. And I do feel like we're now seeing a complete, like, switch in the narrative of this fight, and Katarina's actually playing her own game, which is disheartening, but it's also very tiring being in these positions. A lot of people don't realize that cage grappling, it's a grind. Like, it wears on your cardio in a different way.
Especially when you're eating knees and elbows like that. Another one from Legretta. Blackwell with some urgency to reverse the position. She's got to make some space, but Legretta doesn't want to give it to her, Corey.
Legretta's doing a great job here. One of the things a lot of people don't know is, like, she's winning that head fight, and that's, like, a big key to cage fighting, like, against the cage. I don't just mean it as a general sport. That's a big key to, like, that cage wrestling is that head positioning, which Angel isn't implementing at all, and it's allowing Katarina to just reverse her, land those strikes, and she's just, like, dominating this position here. Like, Angel needs to get out, like, break, try to strike with her maybe, but I think Katarina's come out prepared. Beautiful job shucking for that back position.
She is just buttering up that body. Blackwell with a back elbow attempt right there, but Legretta not deterred. She attributed a lot of her success and improvements to Underground MMA, and the MMA Gold Fight team was really positive about what she's been, you know, sharpening in that gym. And I mean, we're seeing the fruits of the labor here tonight. 2 minutes to go, and Kat Legretta is just decimating Angel Blackwell.
Yeah, this is, like I say, this is a beautiful display of dirty boxing, clinch work, cage control, and also fight IQ. You know, Angel came out, she tried to implement her game, and Katarina's currently beating her at her own game. Beautiful job to take the back there. This is a very dominant, controlling round for Legretta.
No big takedown attempts from the Librarian. Legretta just content to sit here in this clinch and knee her way through the ribs of Blackwell. Angel Blackwell not liking those strikes. Yeah,
I don't think it's necessary here. You know, she's winning. She's throwing those short elbows. She's landing the knees. She's winning on the judges' scorecards, and she's also wearing down Blackwell here. She did talk about how she's coming in here and she's expecting her to be, you know, a strong opponent, you know, talking about her physical stature. And this position's very tiring for those types of fighters. So I think she's being very smart in playing this round right here.
Big connection right there from Legretta. Again, knees to the body. How much more punishment can Angel Blackwell take is becoming the question. She is surviving in there, knees buckled momentarily.
Yeah, she's looking very tired, very fatigued in this position. You know, and it's a lot easier said when you're sat on the outside, but like I say, I'd love to see her swimming underhook, reverse the position, honestly even break and try to hold the center, because evidently this is not the position where she is going to win this fight anymore. And those knees to the body, they add up. You know, they might not be a fight finishing strike, but they're wearing her down. That has an effect on your cardio, and I think that she's definitely...
Big buckle right there in response to a knee from Legretta. 15 seconds to go. Angel Blackwell in a world of trouble. Kat Legretta just steamrolling her way through round number 2.
Yeah, I think that was a takedown attempt on Blackwell's behalf, but she is looking tired, you know. Like I say, these positions are very fatiguing. She's going to have to make a big change coming out into that third. I think she's needs to look for the finish, and I think her corner needs to press urgency. She's got one round to, you know, give it her all and try to steal this fight.
Definitely the observational understanding would be Angel, small hands, heavy strikes. Blackwell does need a finish. If she wants to do that, how can she negate the cage grappling from Kat Legretta to get this fight into more of a boxing position?
It's very hard when someone's insistent on taking that position, but, you know, Angel's going to have to come out. She's going to have to hold the center and just do her best. She can use her footwork, you know, just making sure that she's cutting off Kat and holding the center, as opposed to backing up and allowing herself to be pressed to the cage. Like she said, you know, she did crack Kat with a big overhand at the end there. She's not out. She's not out of this fight, and I think she's going to have to lean on her strengths, and she's going to have to come out, and she's going to have to try to use those heavy strikes to set up a finish, or at least set up her takedowns. She's shooting blind right now, and that's allowing Kat to sprawl on her, reverse her, and she's kind of seeing it coming. So I'd like to see Angel come out and kind of stand in the center and insist on taking the fight there.
It's do or die for Blackwell here in round number 3. Kat Legretta looking absolutely perfect. There's a good combination from Legretta, advancing into the pocket. Love how she's popping that jab out.
Beautiful shot from Legretta. That was beautiful timing, straighten on the legs. She's got those legs pinched together here. This is a very difficult position to get out of. She let go of the legs, so that is allowing Blackwell to get her hip to the cage. But she's doing a great job of keeping the head control here. You know, she's got her head against Blackwell's head. She's keeping her hips tight, and she's just really controlling these positions, which is what I was saying we needed to see from Blackwell in the start of the round. I think the biggest difference here is Legretta is taking the time to control as opposed to kind of rushing these positions. And she's on the back here again, and this time she has over 4 minutes to work.
Bad news for Blackwell. Both hooks now for Legretta. And it's not what we saw in round 2, right? The grappling here in round number 3 might have been unexpected. Blackwell was probably thinking, oh, she's just going to put me up against the cage. That's when the level change becomes probably most effective, I would assume.
Yeah, and as I spoke before, like in the last round, it's very smart on Legretta's side. Like she's worn Blackwell down against the cage.
Oh.
She's fatigued her, and now she's going to look to come out here and possibly get the finish here.
Looks like it could be deep under the chin. We've got an interesting angle. Blackwell trying to fight it to the best of her ability, but Kat Legretta squeezing away. 3 minutes 30 on the clock. Wow, look at the just resilience from Angel Blackwell.
Yeah, I can't quite see from this vantage point, but I believe it was over the face, which, I mean, you can finish these positions with the jaw in on the choke. But that, like you say, just shows the resilience from Blackwell. Cat squeeze with all her might. But she's still on the back here, and she's got 3 minutes to just pepper her with strikes and eventually sink in that choke, hopefully. Blackwell needs to start getting, working her back to the mat, clearing some hooks. Kind of just, I'd like to see some urgency from her,
She does need a finish if she wants to win this fight. Kat Legretta just looking really disciplined here. Again, no wasted effort, no real risks.
Yeah, very technical here for Kat tonight. Like I say, she's not rushing these positions. She's very calm and collected, and she's doing a great job here of controlling Blackwell.
Unsure if it's her resting expression, but Kat Legretta does seem like she's smiling away. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this fight. She's probably pleased with how it's going.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I got her 2 rounds up. She's controlling Blackwell very well here. So, as much as people don't like to coast to a win, I think she's pretty comfortable in this position right here.
I'd say the pressure's on Blackwell, Legretta's banked 2 rounds, has been dominating. She's in an advantageous spot, and now this gets even worse for Blackwell.
Good job from Blackwell. She did start to get her shoulders to the mat. She did try to clear those hooks, but Legretta just seems to have a great positional awareness. She transitioned to the mounted position to try to negate that hip escape from Blackwell, and she's doing, like I say, she's just doing a great job of controlling this fight here.
Some really selective ground and pound from the librarian. Blackwell just melting here as we approach the final stretch. Legretta a little bit high there potentially, but Blackwell is unable to shake her off.
Yeah, I mean, Legretta's hips aren't quite under her here, so, I mean, Blackwell could start hip escaping over the bottom hook, which we just saw. Great job from Blackwell. Need to see some urgency here, though. She's got just over a minute to try to finish this fight, essentially.
A beautiful work by Legretta here to just swim around and find that control. Blackwell is trying. She is making the effort here to get out of it, but Legretta is just too well-versed in these transitions.
Yeah, she's doing a great job of following the hips, riding on top, and she's landing those little significant strikes too, which they don't look like much, but they really do add up, not just with the judges, but obviously for Blackwell too, because it's giving her more things to think about, and it's going to allow Legretta to hopefully set up a submission or just to get her into a more controlled position. Beautiful job using the elbows in there. Sorry.
Excellent scrambles here. Final 30 seconds. Kat Legretta, by all accounts, is just demolishing her way to a very dominant victory in her second professional mixed martial arts bout.
Yeah, this is a very dominant performance from Kat Legretta. Very impressed with her grappling here. She talked about keeping it moving and using her range, but I think she could be very, very proud of her grappling display here tonight.
And for Angel Blackwell, right, being over almost a year and a half away from the mixed martial arts cage, respectable to get back in there, and clearly, hey, now I know the areas I need to work on. We go the distance at strawweight in our second preliminary bout of the evening. Would be very surprised if Kat Legretta doesn't get the nod here. good embrace in the octagon, respect between competitors. Letta elated with that performance. And then you've got the agony of Angel Blackwell on the other side of the coin.
Yeah, great sportsmanship from both ladies there. You know, that was a, like I said, great performance from Kat Letta, and I think Angel could be very happy with herself. Also, you know, great durability. She did some things very well. I'd say the first half of the first round, she was very, very dominant with the takedowns and everything, and I think she's gonna have a lot to learn from this fight, you know. And Kat, is a very, you know, a very good opponent. Sorry, I am fumbling my words over here.
She's economical. She wasted nothing, and in those early moments of round one, it really felt like she was just riding the wave, not trying to make an error and give Angel Blackwell an opening to exploit. She just felt, hey, I'm going to let Blackwell maybe tire herself out and then take over.
Yeah, a very skilled opponent is what I was trying to say. She put on a great technical display, you know, like, from a grappling standpoint, I don't think you could ask for any more. She did a great job of controlling, she did a great job of landing significant strikes, and that was just a very dominant display here tonight.
Once again, Urijah Faber's A1 Combat 15 Night of Champions rolls on. Make sure to tune into that main card on UFC Fight Pass. Here in the Hard Rock Casino, Sacramento, California. What a great venue, what a great start to tonight's card. We send it inside to the golden voice of A1 Combat, Garrett Fertig, to define the winner in our second fight of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action-packed action, we go to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. All 3 judges, Brandon Salcido, Wade Vieira, and Elliot Kelly, all see it the same. 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Katerina, the Librarian Letta.
Kat Letta remains perfect as a professional with a dominant decision over Angel Blackwell, the Librarian. Checked out a victory here tonight with no return date in mind. Hard to do it better than that, Corey McKenna.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, a very dominant performance. We see her in there with her coaches, you know, Jim West, the head coach of MMA Gold, Marcus Reeves. He's coaching a lot of the fighters here tonight, actually. I think he's got, honestly, I don't know the exact count. I think he's got like 4 or 5 fights on the card here tonight, so a busy man over there with the boxing coach. But yeah, they can all be happy there tonight. It was a great performance.
And that makes it a 5-fight unbeaten streak for Kat Letta if you extend yourself to her amateur record. What a great turnaround for her. She started off 2-2 and now just perfect since. The 13th pound-for-pound female in California. I imagine that is going to be updated come Monday.
I'm really excited for this next fight. You know, Andrew Tosty, he actually previously fought on A1. I had the pleasure of calling that fight. And then Samson Saucer, Team Alpha Male's jiu-jitsu coach. This is actually his last weekend in town, so he's hoping to, you know, have a nice send-off with a victory here tonight. His birthday was last Saturday. Poor guy was dieting.
Yeah.
You know, so he's hoping to come in here and put on a real celebration tonight, and I'm very excited for this fight for you guys.
Definitely a lucky birthday for the Flying Saucer. I mean, people born on 11/11, you know, that just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, definitely. You know, 2 very exciting guys in here tonight, and 2 very confident guys also.
Yes, and that certainly was prevalent at the fighter one-on-ones yesterday. No shortage of confidence. For our 3rd bout of the night at bantamweight, we send it inside to Garrett Fertig to get our gladiators into the cage.
Set now to make his way to the cage, Samson Saucer.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No! It's the flying Samson Sasser, aiming to extend his pro record to a perfect 2-0 inside his A1 combat debut. A 6-time Spartacus Fights veteran, collecting the amateur featherweight and interim bantamweight belts in the process, Sasser successfully converted to the ranks of the pros in June this year with a second-round knee bar of Esteban Gonzalez. The flashy maneuvers that give credence to his nickname, The Flying, originated from his acrobatic BJJ style, performing cartwheel passes and other high-flying maneuvers inside competitions. He began jiu-jitsu at 4 years old, wrestling at 8, boxing at 12, started competing in Muay Thai at 16, saying it was all building towards his mixed martial arts debut when he turned 18 years old. Corey, he enrolled in community college, but only briefly due to dropping out the day after his amateur mixed martial arts debut. That decision has been paying dividends. How can the flying Sasser maximize this opportunity?
Yeah, one of the things I love about Samson is his confidence. You know, there was absolutely no doubts. Samson is my roommate, and I had the pleasure of seeing him through this camp, and his confidence did not waver once. I'm really excited for him here tonight. You know, he's 1-0 as a pro. He's coming in against Andrew Tosty, who has a lot of amateur experience. One of the coolest things about Samson is his sister's here in the stands. You guys can hear her screaming. She's a black belt also. They started training together when he was about 7, she was about 12. His dad, Mark Saucer, is in his corner. He is also a high-level black belt. And then his girlfriend is also a world champion black belt. So high-level jiu-jitsu coming in here tonight.
Fan favorite, the flying Samson Sasser, aiming to light it up in front of the hometown crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew Tosty.
Forged in fire, it's the deeply durable Toasty Andrew Tosty, making the long-awaited pro debut. Tosty sharpened his wrestling tools on the mats of Gilroy High School, a crew currently coached by UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier, and has accumulated nearly 20 years of grappling experience. Originally a huge WWE fan, when his middle school announced there would be wrestling tryouts, he thought they'd be throwing each other through tables and chairs, but found something entirely different and fell in love all the same with it. While in high school, a friend of his who trained Taekwondo exposed him to jiu-jitsu, and that's where his skills began to morph into the Andrew Tosty we see today. He commented that Samson is a slobber knocker of a fighter, and he doesn't go down very easily. He won't be surprised if this goes all 3 rounds. An immovable object against an irresistible force. Corey, something has got to give here.
Yeah, I actually met Tosty a few weeks ago at one of the amateur cards that I was cornering on, and same thing, he's very disciplined, very excited, and his confidence also seemed unwavering. Like you say, he is prepared to fight 3 hard rounds in here tonight, and I can see it going that way. Both guys have a lot of experience, and I am just extremely excited for this one here tonight.
It's truly a collision of 2 titans at 135. We take it to a quick tale of the tape between Samson Sasser and Andrew Tosty. 5 years separate these two, with Tosty being the elder. Samson Sasser 1-0 as a pro. Tosty making the debut. He will have a 2-inch height advantage. Each man comes in right around the mark at 135 pounds. We set it inside to Golden Garrett Vertig to get our bantamweight bout underway.
Just a reminder, log on to UFC Fight Pass at 7 to continue watching the main card of A1 Combat 15 Night of Champions, where 4 championships will be on the line. Now A1 Combat concludes with our featured prelims after 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented by NorCal Recycling and Hoffman Excavation. And now we introduce first the A&B Personal Injury Attorneys, blue corner. Standing 5'8", weighing 135 and 1/2 pounds. Making his A1 Combat debut, he is 1-0, representing Team Alpha Male. He fights out of Sacramento, California, Samson, the Flying Sasser. Now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the A&B Personal Injury Attorneys red corner. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 135.9 pounds. Returning to A1 Combat, making its professional debut, representing Ant Dogs MMA from Gilroy, California, presenting Andrew Tosty. The referee, Chris Lieben.
Chris Lieben earns the assignment in our featured prelim, the Flying Samson Saucer. Hometown favorite against the experienced Andrew Tosty. Definitely feels like an uphill battle for Tosty here. Samson's accolades in the jiu-jitsu realm are quite unbelievable. Opens up with a big right hand, right to the back. Take down Corey McKenna.
Beautiful slam from Samson there. I think we're looking at a very clear game plan, and I think Tosty is aware of that. Oh, that arm triangle is deep. Gonna have to look to pass the legs here. Samson is very experienced. Like I say, I spoke briefly about the fact that he is surrounded by world-class black belts, but he himself is one, as we said. He's did a great job controlling here, not rushing this position. Tosty did speak coming into this about how he knows, obviously, Samson is a high-level black belt grappler and wrestler. You know, wrestled a lot as a child. And I'm excited to see what he has done to prepare for this. He says he's done a lot of defensive grappling and working on ways to negate this. And so far, he's doing a good job of staying calm and not allowing Samson to pass to finish this arm triangle. Great job getting his arm back.
Bit of cage walking there from Tosty. He will say that if you look at his record, there is one submission loss, but it was controversial. The ref stopped that early per Tosty's words. So technically, never been finished would be quite the accolade for the soon-to-be departing Flying Saucer.
Yeah, exactly. Samson's doing a great job here of passing the guard, staying in control, keeping that head position. And honestly, we've got like over 1,000 people watching at home. Like 1,400 people watching at home, and they're in for a great technical display here for jiu-jitsu.
Tosty busted open, laceration on the bridge of the nose, some crimson blood dotting the A1 combat canvas. What can Andrew Tosty do here to get the momentum back on his side?
Yeah, he's going to have to start working that right underhook and start coming out to that right side. Samson's doing a great job of keeping that head position. He's controlling the hips, landing some strikes. You know, he just cut him open with, I believe, an elbow. Beautiful job controlling here from Saucer. And yeah, Tosty's just going to have to start digging some underhooks, hip escaping back, and get to his feet.
2 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Andrew Tosty trying to make some movement, but the Flying Saucer has lasered him to the canvas thus far. I mean, this is just a grueling pace that Samson is setting and really tells the tale of his style.
Yeah, he did not waste a second coming in and implementing his game plan. And as I said, he was very confident coming in here. He says, he was basically like, this guy's got nothing for me from what he was saying to me. And, you know, so far he is showing that. And as we say, like, Tosty does ideally need to keep it off the ground, but Samson also has, you know, Muay Thai championships in Virginia. He's got wrestling championships, grappling championships, and I think it's only about time that he's in these pro ranks and putting on this display in the A1 cage.
Body triangle for the Flying Saucer, now trying to find potentially a submission. 2 minutes on the clock. Corey McKenna, that looks like it could be potentially deep.
Yeah, I think he's under the chin.
Tosty
That's it.
Trying to fight.
One thing about Tosty is I'm pretty sure he's not. Oh.
That's it! The Flying Saucer victorious in the A1 combat debut. Beautiful rear naked choke submission, throws the mouthpiece, and a bow for the Flying Saucer.
Happy birthday, Samson. Beautiful display, total dominance. He did exactly what he said he was going to do in there tonight, and couldn't be happier for him. Obviously, heartbreaks for Tosty. Pro debut, not the way he wanted to go, but he stepped in there with an elite opponent, and that's kind of hard sometimes, you know. Like, the record doesn't always speak for the standard of opponent. You know, Samson might only have been 1-0 coming into this, but as we mentioned previously, many accolades outside of the sport, and it's kind of what we touched on with the first fight of the night with Talon. A lot of these guys here have so much experience coming in here, and yeah, a beautiful performance from Samson. Nothing to complain about there for his team, I'm sure.
At one point in time, Samson Saucer packed up his pickup truck and moved to Sacramento to train with Urijah Faber at Team Alpha Male. Now here he is getting the hand raised inside his promotion. What a story that this young man is carving. I can't wait to see what he does next. He said that he's still going to be doing the fight camps at Team Alpha Male, but he will, again, be moving back to Virginia in a week.
Yeah, definitely, and it's beautiful, really. Like you say, his dad runs a gym, his sister's a coach, and it's really just a family affair for him, and it's beautiful to witness all of it come to fruition for him. As you mentioned, he traveled down here in his truck. He was sleeping in his truck outside the gym. He had like a little portable stove. He had a machete in case the homeless broke in, and you know, it's so great to see how far he has come from that moment.
You know, outside of the cage, Samson Saucer, a big skateboarder, asked him what his favorite trick was, and he said the boneless, which after a quick YouTube tutorial I learned was reaching down, grabbing the board, and kicking off with the opposite foot. So skilled acrobatics, not just in the BJJ realm, but also in the skate park. We send it inside to Garrett Fertig to make that first round submission finish official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rear naked choke brings on the finish. Official time, 2 minutes, 13 seconds of round number 1. Declare your winner by submission, Samson, the Flying Saucer.
Samson Saucer advancing to 2-0. What a moment, a truly special spot for this young man. I believe he's potentially thinking of a post-fight interview, but wish we could have done one with him. Either way, the Flying Saucer tacks on another submission finish, 100% finishing rate as a pro, and again, happy birthday to that young man.
Yeah, what a beautiful, like, perfect send-off, you know, great performance. It is a shame that he's going to be departing from Team Alpha Male, but what a way to do it. Like you say, happy birthday, Samson. Way to go.
Once again, tonight's fight's brought to you by Wider's Cider. If you're gonna grab a beverage, make sure it's a Wider's Cider one. Let's take a look once again at our UFC Fight Pass main card. Jeff Creighton defending the welterweight throne against Joaquin Lopez in our main event, in our co-main.
We will take an intermission. Our main card live on UFC Fight Pass begins at 7 p.m. sharp. So make sure you're back in your seats, but head back to the concourse and get yourself some A1 Combat gear. You can also go get some refreshments, take some pictures in front of the A1 Combat step and repeat out there. But we will be back with our main card on UFC Fight Pass at 7 p.m.
So they bumped Deshaun?
I think so, I guess, yeah. I'm gonna go talk to the director and see.
Yeah, that was like...
Here's the thing, we need some level of communication because if he's gonna put up graphics like this, he needs to say, okay, we've got the Sac State graphic coming up in 3, 2, so we can intro it instead of it appearing mid-conversation. Or, like, the tails of the tapes or the replays. Like, it can't just fucking pop up. I do, this is the shit. Oh, really? The team's going deep in on Troy today. Well, in your co-commentators,
Copy.
Are going to try to do a stand-up intro for the Fight Pass card. Me, you, and then I think just, probably just us. Remember Devin kept the Devin about the Honda from
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to make notes, and I'm like running so late. Sorry. Everything's grabbing me. I'm like, I want to make notes. Yes. Hey.